So I'm excited to share with you guys. Thanks for having me out here. My topic is how to get to a $50,000 a month bonus. And there's really three things I want you to take away. The first one is you don't do it by yourself. It's a team sport. Part of playing a team sport is you got to be able to play all positions on the team. Don't ask people to do things that you're not willing to do. And don't try to take all the credit when things are going right. Like shining the spotlight on other people is really the key to success at this. If people win, it's because of them. If people don't win, it's because of them. That means if they make it, I'm not going to take the credit, and if they don't make it, I'm not going to take the blame. That's one of the things Andrew Taylor taught me early on, is he said, listen, it's not my responsibility to teach you, it's your responsibility to learn. And I thought, well, that's an interesting way to look at it. Because the reality is so many people come into this business with misplaced dependencies and unrealistic expectations. If this is about somebody else, you never give yourself a chance to win. Like, what's an unrealistic expectation in the business? I'll talk to 4 people and become a senior board member. That's not going to happen. You know, I was talking to Casey the other day. Well, yesterday at the event, right? Made it sound like it was a long time ago. But yesterday I was talking to Casey, and she was talking about how Nina hired her. And she explained the interaction that they had and talked about how she would reach out to Nina on a regular basis. And how sometimes it can be frustrating because you hire agents and you feel like you're chasing people. And the answer to that is, Casey wasn't the only agent Nina was talking to. She was just the one that was talking back. So there was a relationship. You can't drag a horse across the finish line. A jockey never won a horse race dragging the horse across the finish line. The horse has got to want to win, right? So what too many people do is they hire 4 people, and they think those 4 people are going to be the ones that take them to the promised land. The biggest mistake you can make, how you disempower people, is depend on them. That's disempowering. How you empower people is believe in everybody, but don't count on or wait on anyone. Does that make sense? Because if my goal is to empower you, and I believe in you, but I'm not counting on you, and I go work with somebody else that's going to do it with or without me, and I put all my attention there and they succeed, then when I have a conversation with you, it's not out of need, it's out of want. And people will follow people that want to help, not people that need to help for a check. Does that make sense? The most expensive thing in this business is turnover. That's what costs the most. You think the answer is making a 20, 30, 40-point spread. It's not. That's how you get a lot of turnover. When you give more than what you have to give, people stay. I have a friend that's really big in another one of these IMOs, and he said that he goes, you FFL guys, you guys are like pit bull producers. You guys are producers over there. You guys produce. We're more like builders. We build. We have culture. We're builders. I go, man, you guys are way better builders than we are. Because you have to keep doing it over and over. We ain't that good at it. We just give people high comp, and even if they get pissed off at me, they don't quit. Because they know I didn't have to give them high comp like that. Does that make sense? A little bit of a lot is a lot. You know when it hurts is when you hire like 3 people and you're trying to ride them and you stop working, and then it hurts. If you're continually working, people follow people who know who they are, know where they want to go, and know how they're going to get there. Period. So when your actions and your words don't match up, then it messes people up. Does that make sense? So the other thing, when I was, my first memory, I was 3 years old. And my parents owned a convenience store, and we were the victims of a violent crime. My first memory was an armed robbery. And I remember coming down the cereal aisle. I had all these little cowboy boots. I remember seeing my cowboy boots. And I'm standing behind the Frosted Flakes. And, I think that's probably why I eat a lot of Frosted Flakes still to this day, by the way. And I'm looking out, and there's 2 men with guns, and one has a sawed-off shotgun pointing at my dad's face. And my dad's terrified. Now, my dad was tough. He's the toughest man I've ever known, by far. But he's scared because somebody has a sawed-off shotgun in his face. The guy turns back around, he sees me. The guy without the gun comes and drags me to the center. The guy backs up and puts it to my head. And my mom, she was, when things weren't like life or death, she panicked. Like I was never gonna like drown. I was never gonna choke on my food or get hit by an ice cream truck. If there was an ice cream truck in the neighborhood, she would lock me like in the back room so I couldn't get run over by it. But like in a real life or death situation, she was cool as a cucumber. And so she comes out and she sees me there, and they're screaming at her, and they're threatening to kill me and her. And with a smile on her face, she walks out, she grabs me by the hand, and she walks away. In the most violent thing you can imagine. She takes me to the beer cooler and puts me in. And so it's the one where the doors, they open the doors to get the beer out. And so I'm standing behind the beer. So one of the guys comes back and he gets beer because they steal beer too, apparently. Steal the money and the beer. And I'm sitting there. Now, my mom didn't run. She didn't run out the back door. She could have, because they didn't chase her. They freaked them out. Because she took their power away. She took away what they expected to have happen. And so she went back because my dad was there. She didn't leave him. She went back. She cooperated. She even went outside with him. They wanted her to get in the car. She refused to do that. They left. They arrested him down the road, roadblocked, and now the guy works for the county park and rec in our old town. Gee, it's a long time ago. So, but the reason why I say that is when my mom got older, I asked her that question. I said, why were you so calm? And she said, because I'd give my life for my kids. I was the only kid. And she said, sometimes your crisis is not meant for you, it's meant for the people that are watching. So if we died, I didn't want you to remember me as a quibbling coward, because I was very aware that could have happened. But if they fired a gunshot and they shot me in the head, they probably would have ran away and you'd have lived. But I wanted your last memory to be of me smiling. So what a lot of y'all do, the way you build a big business, is you work your business like the people on your team are watching you. And you don't complain when they know you should be complaining. Does that make sense? How many of y'all have had somebody piss in your ear before? That makes you resentful, yes? And then you get to the point where like, you take on all this baggage, right? You have to vent. Just don't vent on the people that you have a stewardship of helping in the business. Because nobody's going to follow anybody that's sitting in the corner sucking their thumb talking about how bad it is. I love Dave Witcher. I follow Dave Witcher to the end of the earth, man. He just got up here, got me all fired up. I was ready to go out and kill something and eat it. I don't even hunt. But I love all you guys. I appreciate the time. I hope you guys got a lot out of this event. It was absolutely incredible. Thank you for everything.